Have you ever imagined yourself lost in a vibrant tulip field, listening to the windmill turning quietly under the blue sky, or strolling through the charming historic streets of Europe in the Netherlands? Behind that serene beauty lies a surprisingly vibrant Netherland, strange, captivating, and likely to completely change your perspective. From the scorching desert to the lush valleys, the Nile River has long been a testament to the power of nature and the resilience of humanity. For thousands of years, it has not only nurtured ancient civilizations, but has also become an enduring symbol of life in the harshness of Africa. Not only are there vibrant postcards, but this country also holds countless fascinating things waiting for you to discover. But behind that peaceful facade, Nile was quietly falling into a profound and ruthless crisis. Many travelers often wonder where to start when planning their dream trip. The good news is that you don't have to figure it out on your own. When the birds no longer return and the land begins to crack, it is not just a sign of depletion, it is a cry for help from Mother Nature. The wilderness around this river continues to survive, but it comes at the cost of pain and extreme adaptation. Today, we will explore the most fascinating aspects of the Netherlands before embarking on a journey to conquer the most wonderful destinations in this beautiful country. If you love traveling and authentic experiences, don't forget to subscribe to the Unreal Place channel and share the destination in the Netherlands that you long to visit. Welcome to Nature Moment, a place where you will feel the heartbeat of survival amidst the fierce forces of nature. If you love nature, don't hesitate to give a like or share to spread the precious stories from this legendary river. The Netherlands is a country famous for many interesting things that you may not know. The surface of the water appears calm, but beneath it lies a world where the struggle for survival never ceases. This is the largest tulip-producing and exporting country in the world, with more than 4 billion bulbs produced each year. The Nile River stretches across arid deserts, bringing life to some of the harshest lands. With its small yet fascinating area, the Netherlands also has more bicycles than its population, boasting 22 million bicycles for about 17 million residents. But it was precisely there that the challenges came, one after another. Interestingly, about 1/3 of the Netherlands is located below sea level, making it one of the flattest countries in the world. Paradise and peril coexist side by side, blending together in the vibrant tapestry of nature. What could be more wonderful than seeing over 1,000 windmills still in operation? A layer of morning fog weaves through the wetlands, where the shoebill birds stand like statues. In Amsterdam, you will find over 100 kilometers of canals, 1,500 bridges and 90 islands, all contributing to the city's unique character. In an instant, the sharp beak plunged into the water, determining the fate of an unfortunate fish. Interestingly, about 90% of the population in the Netherlands speaks English fluently, which makes it easy for you to communicate with the locals. Furthermore, the Netherlands is famous for its specialty cheeses, such as Gouda, Edam, and Leyden. North of the Nile's flowing heart, large flocks of greater flamingos wade through the shallow waters, creating a vibrant scene with their stunning shades of pink. However, that tranquility was quickly disrupted. This country also operates under a constitutional monarchy, with the current king being Willem-Alexander. Not only that, the Dutch are also pioneers in water management, using dams and standard drainage systems to control the water levels in the country. On the grasslands, the herd of African buffalo constantly searches for water and food. As the scorching heat intensifies and water becomes increasingly scarce, they must journey farther than ever before. Let's step into Amsterdam, the capital of the Netherlands, a must-visit destination with a rich history and vibrant culture. Beneath the murky water, a Nile crocodile lies still, waiting. Did you know that the canals of Amsterdam have been recognized by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site? This city has more than 100 kilometers of canals, even more than Venice. Without a sound, without any warning, in an instant, it surged up from the depths, pulling its prey into the abyss of the swirling water. The chase never ends. From fragile migratory birds to the most aggressive predators, every creature is caught in the harsh whirlwind of life. This is wonderful, as you can freely explore the city by boat, an unforgettable experience. Amsterdam is also famous for its rich number of museums, boasting the highest number of museums per square foot compared to any other city in the world, including the Rijksmuseum and the Van Gogh Museum. However, the Nile River continues to flow, maintaining the balance that was established from the very beginning. This is a beautiful yet ruthless landscape, where only the strongest can survive. Whether you are an art lover or a history enthusiast, Amsterdam has something interesting for you. Amsterdam, the city of bicycles, is a paradise for those who love to explore on two wheels. The Nile River is not just a simple ribbon of water winding through Africa. It is the lifeblood that nourishes an entire continent. Stretching up to 6,650 kilometers, the Nile River begins in the Ethiopian highlands, where the Blue Nile flows from Lake Tana, and then winds through 11 countries before emptying into the Mediterranean Sea. With around 880,000 bicycles, nearly 4 times the number of cars, there is no better way to experience the beauty of this vibrant city. Did you know that this river not only provides water but is also home to millions of creatures? You will fully immerse yourself in the local scenery and culture. Don't miss the world's only floating flower market, Bloemenmarkt, which has been in existence since 1862. Let's explore more of the wonders that the Nile River has to offer. Compared to the Amazon River, which river do you think is longer, the Nile River or the Amazon River? This market is a vibrant picture, filled with a multitude of colors, and is the perfect place for you to find unique souvenirs for yourself or your loved ones. In addition, Amsterdam is not only famous for its attractions, but also proudly boasts over 7,000 recognized historical buildings. Please share your thoughts in the comments section. As you walk through the streets of the city, you will feel as if you have stepped into another realm, where the ancient architecture is carefully preserved at every corner. But what is even more important is to understand that the Nile River is not just a single flowing stream. It is a vast and complex network, where each tributary and waterway plays a crucial role in shaping one of the most diverse and vibrant ecosystems in the world. About 30 million years ago, geological upheavals in the African tectonic plate created the Great Rift Valley, leading to the formation of large lakes such as Lake Victoria and Lake Tana. With diversity stemming from 180 different nationalities, Amsterdam truly stands out as one of the leading multicultural cities in the world. These lakes have become the lifeblood of this great river, creating the first flows of water that traverse the valleys and plains, leaving an indelible mark on the landscape of Northeast Africa and forming one of the most essential ecosystems on the planet. This richness is not only evident in the bustling neighborhoods, but also shines through in the unique dishes and cultural festivals. Remember the mysterious story of the tulip mania in the 17th century? When tulip bulbs became such a valuable commodity that they were used as currency? This river has witnessed the rise and fall of civilizations, while also serving as an endless source of inspiration for science and art. That is just one of countless fascinating stories that contribute to the allure of Amsterdam. The golden wheat fields, vast wetlands, and schools of fish swimming in its clear waters all testify to the continuous flow of history and nature. Next on our journey is Zazinskans, a village that looks like it's straight out of a fairy tale. The Nile River is not just a river. It is a magnificent heritage that connects the past, present, and future of an entire land. Although it is not the capital, The Hague is the political heart of the country, home to the government headquarters and the residence of the royal family. The seemingly random movements are actually the result of millions of years of evolution and adaptation, as if nature is composing a beautiful symphony, using its very own living beings. The Nile River not only sustains life, but also teaches us lessons about resilience, harmony, and the inseparable connection between humanity and nature. This city is known worldwide as the capital of justice and peace, being the home of important courts such as the International Court of Justice and the International Criminal Court. That is also what we hope to convey through each frame, a gentle yet profound reminder of the beauty and value of the life around us. The most memorable symbol is the Peace Palace, the place where decisions that shape the world are made. Although there are no crocodiles, the presence of African soft-shell turtles and Nile monitors near the mouth of the Blue Nile indicates the richness of the local flora. Nearby is the Noordeinde Palace, still in use by the royal family, exuding elegant and timeless beauty in the heart of the city. Not only is The Hague a diplomatic center, but it is also a place where you can admire the stunning sunset over Scheveningen Beach, breathe in the salty sea air, and immerse yourself in the vibrant rhythm of festivals, seaside cafes, and street art performances. These species play a crucial role in maintaining the ecological balance of the area. For art lovers, the Murchison Museum is an unmissable stop. Home to the masterpiece Girl with a Pearl Earring by Johannes Vermeer, along with many other painting masterpieces. The river unicorn, or hippopotamus, is one of the largest and most iconic animal species in Africa, and typically resides near the drainage area of Lake Tana. And if you want to find a bit of tranquility in nature, Hague Park or the Japanese garden at Klingendale Estate will make you forget all the noise. These hippos often immerse themselves in the clean waters of the lake and share an evolutionary origin with whales, having diverged from a common ancestor about 55 million years ago. Fossil evidence suggests that their closest ancestors once lived in tropical wetland areas in Africa. The Hague is also a melting pot of diverse cultures, hosting remarkable events such as the North Sea Jazz Festival and the Tong Tong Fair, the largest Euro-Asian cultural festival in the world. A city of international stature that is also approachable, profound, and full of life. That is The Hague. Over millions of years, hippos have developed unique biological and behavioral traits that help them survive in harsh environments. The hippopotamus is a very common animal in freshwater areas of sub-Saharan Africa, but the population in Lake Tana has its own unique characteristics. It is estimated that there are between 300 and 400 hippos living near the shoreline and in shallow waters, where there is abundant food and safe shelter. We will move on to the next charming city, Delft, famous for its distinctive blue and white pottery, known as Delft ware or Delft blue. The presence of hippos in Lake Tana not only reflects the health of the ecosystem, but also indicates the dependence of other species on the environment they help sustain. These exquisite ceramic products have been produced since the 17th century and remain an essential part of the cultural heritage of the city. Delft is also adorned with picturesque canals, very similar to Amsterdam, creating a captivating scene. They weigh about 300 kilograms and are between 3 to 4 meters long. Their skin is thick and smooth, gray or brown in color, which helps protect them from UV rays and retain moisture in hot conditions. This is also the hometown of the famous painter Johannes Vermeer, who created renowned works such as Girl with the Pearl Earring, inspired by the beauty of this city. One of the prominent symbols in Delft is the Nieuwkerk, which houses the tomb of the royal family. One of their standout features is their ability to secrete a red liquid resembling blood, often likened to a natural sunscreen. Climbing to the top of the church tower, you will have the opportunity to see a stunning panoramic view of the city. Stories about the lives of hippos and their roles in the ecosystem are always worth exploring. One cannot help but mention the Oude Kerk, which means the old church, famous for its unique leaning tower. People often refer to a type of mucus secreted by the hippopotamus as blood and sweat. Delft is truly a gem, with its unique historical architecture and culture waiting for you to explore. This is a natural factor that helps protect our skin from harsh sunlight while also having antibacterial properties that prevent infections in aquatic environments. The behavior of the hippopotamus demonstrates a perfect adaptation to a semi-aquatic lifestyle. Welcome to the city of Delft, home to Delft University of Technology, one of the top engineering schools in the world. If you are someone who loves craftsmanship and creativity, let's explore the famous pottery arts of this city together. Throughout the day, they often swim in the water to keep their bodies cool from the scorching sun, while at night they come ashore to search for food. Hippopotamuses primarily eat grass, and an adult can consume up to 80 pounds of vegetation each night. Royal Delft offers you the opportunity to experience the history and art of the ceramics industry through live demonstrations and a museum featuring many fascinating artifacts. Despite having a plant-based diet, hippos are very territorial and do not hesitate to display aggression to protect their territory or their herd. When you step into the central market square of Delft, you will be immediately overwhelmed by the scale and beauty surrounding you. This is one of the largest markets in Europe, featuring historic buildings, including the City Hall, making it perfect for memorable photos. Typically, they live in groups of 10 to 30 individuals, with the strongest male leading and protecting the group. Another must-visit destination is the Prinsenhof Museum, located in an old monastery that once served as the residence of William of Orange, the father of the Dutch nation. Male animals assert their dominance through strong signals, such as growling, splashing water, and sometimes direct confrontations underwater. Like many other cities in the Netherlands, Delft is very bike-friendly. They can hold their breath for up to 5 minutes and move skillfully thanks to their short but strong legs, which help them glide effortlessly through deep water and muddy areas. The ecological role of hippos is essential. Their dung is rich in nutrients, enriching the soil and water and creating favorable conditions for the growth of microorganisms and aquatic plants. The extensive network of bike paths and easy bike rental options provide you with the opportunity to explore the city's beautiful historical scenery. Riding a bicycle is not just a means of transportation. It is also a wonderful way to experience the rhythm of life and the simple beauty of this place. These creatures become an essential food source for fish and invertebrates in the lake, enhancing the natural food chain. Furthermore, the movements of the hippopotamus help reshape the lake bed, creating natural channels that improve the flow of water. Next, let's move to the vibrant city of Rotterdam, home to the largest port in Europe. At Tanner Lake, we cannot overlook the African fish eagle, also known as the African sea eagle, which is a powerful symbol of the sky. The port of Rotterdam was once the busiest port in the world, and today it still plays a crucial role in international trade. This bird of prey belongs to the genus Haliaetus and has ancestral ties to sea eagle species worldwide. This city is famous for its bold, modern architectural designs, featuring iconic structures such as cube-shaped houses, the Erasmus Bridge and the Markthal, creating a unique and impressive urban landscape. Rotterdam bears the marks of a painful past, having been heavily bombed during World War II and subsequently rebuilt with a focus on innovative and modern design. Through the process of evolution, they have completely adapted to freshwater environments, especially in the sub-Saharan region of Africa. And two of this world-class and aboriginal plant are the ideal conditions of the clear lakes, the lush shores, and the abundant fish supply in Tanner Lake have created a favorable environment for their survival and development. This has made Rotterdam one of the most modern cities in the Netherlands. The African fish eagle often perches on tall trees or rocks near the lake, watching the water's surface with keen eyes. With a diverse community of over 170 different nationalities, the multicultural atmosphere here is vibrant and captivating. If you want to learn more about the maritime history of the city, be sure to visit the Maritime Museum, which showcases valuable maritime heritage. They have the ability to detect prey from a distance, even in low light conditions. Another must-visit ideal spot is the Rotterdam Zoo, also known as Dierengaard Blijdorp, one of the oldest and most beloved zoos in the Netherlands. Once the target is detected, they plunge forward at speeds of up to 40 miles per hour, using their powerful claws to snatch fish from the surface of the water. The African water snake inhabits various freshwater and brackish environments in the sub-Saharan region of Africa, including lakes, rivers, swamps, and wetlands. At Lake Tana, this bird has become an indispensable part of the rich natural history of the area, closely linked to the ecosystem and the flow of the Nile River. Tana provides an ideal environment for African snakebirds due to its abundant plant life and fish. 200 individuals live scattered among shallow waters and branches extending into the lake, where they often perch to dry their wings. Among the bird species that contribute to the diverse natural landscape of Lake Tana, one cannot overlook the African spoonbill, known for its distinctive spoon-shaped bill and unique foraging behavior. The African spoonbill belongs to the Thresciornithidae family and is closely related to the ibis species. The evolutionary history of this species began approximately 2.5 million years ago, during the Quaternary period. The ability to adapt to both freshwater and brackish environments has allowed them to survive and thrive. To survive in the harshest environments, the African spoonbill has established its impressive status. This bird species is widely distributed across freshwater and brackish areas in the Sahara Desert, often found in large lakes, rivers and wetlands with shallow water and abundant food sources. At Lake Tana, this community is concentrated along the edge of the lake, where the conditions are most favorable, with an estimated population of 500 to 800 individuals. The shallow waters and rich aquatic vegetation around Lake Tana create an ideal environment for breeding and foraging. The spoon-billed stork is a medium-sized bird, measuring between 75 and 90 centimeters in length, with a wingspan of about 122 centimeters and an average weight of around 1.8 kilograms. Its striking white fur contrasts perfectly with its pale pink legs and gray spoon-shaped bill. The beak is not only a distinctive feature, but also a marvel of nature, allowing this bird to glide through mud and shallow water in search of prey. With its long and sturdy legs, the spoon-billed sandpiper can stroll through shallow waters while maintaining balance even on muddy ground. It moves slowly through the shallow waters, gliding its beak to create small vibrations in the water which frighten the prey and reveal it. The food in their diet is quite diverse, including small fish, shrimp, insects and mollusks. An adult individual can consume between 1/2 and 1 kilogram of food each day, providing the necessary energy for foraging and reproduction activities. The spoon-shaped bill is not only an eye-catching feature, but also helps the spoonbill become an exceptionally adaptable hunter. When foraging, it can create small vibrations in the water, helping to drive potential prey away from their hiding spots. This bird species is also very adaptable, capable of migrating to new water areas when food sources or nesting sites decline, ensuring population stability even in changing conditions. Why is the spoon-billed sandpiper so important? Because it plays an essential ecological role in controlling the population of small fish and invertebrates, preventing imbalances in the ecosystem. Their waste, rich in nutrients, not only helps improve the soil and water, but also promotes the growth of aquatic plants. These plants provide food and shelter for smaller species, creating a sustainable food web in nature. Not only is Lake Victoria a natural wonder, but it is also the heart of a complex ecosystem teeming with life and unique ecological features. Victoria Lake is located in a shallow basin with an average depth of about 40 meters and a maximum depth of up to 81 meters. With its enormous volume of water, this lake ranks among the largest in the world, accounting for 7% of the total coastline length. Located in a tropical climate, Victoria Lake enjoys stable temperatures ranging from 21 to 27 degrees Celsius throughout the year, along with annual rainfall between 1,000 to 1,270 millimeters, creating an ideal environment for biodiversity to thrive. The quiet presence of the spoon-billed stork in the wetland is not only a part of the natural landscape, but also a testament to the remarkable adaptability of life. Beneath that calm exterior lies a silent struggle to survive, thrive, and nurture an entire link in the ecological chain. As humanity becomes increasingly detached from nature, moments like this remind us of the interdependence among all species. Protecting the habitat of the spoon-billed sandpiper is also about maintaining balance for ourselves in this world. In the unique ecosystem of Lake Victoria, the Sitatunga is a perfect symbol of adaptation to wetland environments. The Sitatunga is a species of antelope belonging to the Bovidae family, originating from Africa. The evolutionary history of the Sitatunga spans millions of years, originating from the period when wetlands and flooded grasslands became common in Africa around 5 to 7 million years ago. The changes in geology and climate have led this species to develop biological traits suitable for survival in an aquatic environment. The Sitatunga's unique body structure, particularly its long legs with wide hooves and keen ears, has evolved over time to help it navigate easily through swampy areas and provide effective camouflage among dense vegetation. The range of the Sitatunga extends across the swampy areas of sub-Saharan Africa. At Victoria Lake, these antelopes often gather in the wetland areas along the shore, where aquatic plants such as papyrus and reeds thrive. These wetlands not only provide a safe refuge, but also serve as a rich source of food for them. Did you know that the ecosystem at Lake Victoria holds many wonders and unexplored mysteries? Please share your thoughts in the comments. Let's explore the unique survival abilities of the creatures here. As of 2023, the population of Sitatunga around Lake Victoria is estimated to be between 8,000 and 12,000 individuals. This number varies depending on environmental conditions and conservation effort. The coat of the Sitatunga stands out for its remarkable camouflage ability. The male has a dark brown coat, almost black, with some white streaks on its body, while the female has a lighter reddish-brown fur. One of the distinguishing features of the male is its long, twisted antlers, which can reach up to 90 centimeters. These antlers serve as both a useful tool for self-defense and a weapon in territorial disputes. The Sitatunga primarily lives in shallow waters or dense swamps, where it can easily evade predators. They primarily operate in the early morning and late afternoon, moving quietly through patches of aquatic vegetation while foraging for food. Their diet mainly consists of aquatic plants such as papyrus and watergrass, with each adult consuming between 4 and 7 kilograms of vegetation daily to meet the energy requirements necessary for survival in a swamp environment. The ability of the Sitatunga to navigate through marshy waters is truly impressive. With long legs and wide hooves, they can maintain balance on unstable surfaces without sinking deeply. When faced with danger, they can swim or dive underwater to hide, often leaving only their snout or head above the surface. This skill, along with keen hearing and a natural ability to camouflage, greatly enhances their ability to evade predators. The Sitatunga plays an important role in maintaining the ecological balance around Lake Victoria. By controlling the growth of aquatic plants, they prevent overgrowth that could clog the water system. Furthermore, they are an essential part of the food chain, becoming prey for larger predators while also promoting biodiversity within the ecosystem. Don't take your eyes off. Here is the story of the most powerful predator in the Nile River, a creature that very few dare to challenge. These creatures are thriving throughout Lake Victoria and its vast wetlands, specifically the Nile crocodiles. True kings of these waters, and a powerful symbol of nature's balance in this expansive ecosystem. Victoria Lake provides an ideal environment for Nile crocodiles. The shallow waters near the shore, covered with dense vegetation, not only offer shelter, but also serve as perfect hunting grounds for this species. The population of Nile crocodiles in Lake Victoria is estimated to be between 30,000 and 50,000 individuals, highlighting the significance of this body of water. In maintaining one of the largest populations of crocodiles in East Africa, the Nile crocodile is not just an animal, but also a symbol of natural power. They are the second largest species of crocodile in the world, second only to the saltwater crocodile, and can measure between 12 and 16 feet in length, with the largest males reaching up to 20 feet. Their average weight ranges from 227 to 750 kilograms, making them extremely powerful and formidable predators. Did you know that the Nile crocodile is a master of the art of ambush? When hunting, they lie still underwater, with only their heads exposed, their dark skin perfectly blending into the murky water and the soft, sinking sand. The bright eyes and nostrils located on the top of the head allow for both observation and breathing, while the body is mostly submerged beneath the surface of the water. When they spot their prey, they move in quietly, waiting for the right moment to strike. 600 pounds per square inch, they quickly overpower their prey and drag it underwater. The diet of the Nile crocodile is very diverse, ranging from fish and waterfowl to small mammals, and even larger species like antelopes. Some individuals are also known to hunt water buffalo, asserting their status as top predators. The Nile crocodile not only plays a crucial role in maintaining the ecological balance in Lake Victoria, but also acts as an invisible regulator, helping to control the population of fish and other animals, preventing population explosions that could disrupt the ecosystem. In addition, they also contribute to the decomposition and recycling of organic matter, helping to keep the water environment clean. Their presence also promotes biodiversity, providing a food source for scavenging animals such as vultures and other carnivorous birds, enriching the ecosystem in this area. The absolute power and peak predatory instincts make the Nile crocodile an irreplaceable symbol of Africa's wild waters. If these spine-chilling ambushes impressed you, please leave a comment with the number 2. Don't forget to like and share the video so that more people can marvel at that magnificence. And if you're watching on the Nature Moment channel, there are still many fascinating discoveries in nature ahead. Did you know that Murchison Falls is not only a natural wonder, but also a habitat for a rare and mysterious bird, the shoebill? With 300 individuals worldwide, the spoon-billed sandpiper is a symbol of the fragility of nature and the threats posed by humans to their habitat. The ivory-billed woodpecker is not only visually striking, but also has an impressive evolutionary history that spans approximately 10 million years. Although closely related to species such as herons and storks, the bittern has developed unique skills to adapt to its habitat. From African lungfish to large frogs, they have the ability to hunt patiently, often remaining still for hours to wait for the right moment. When the prey appears, they will dive down with precision and speed, a classic moment of nature that many witnesses cannot help but admire. Would you like to experience this moment once? The raptor can consume between 1/2 and 1 kilogram of food each day, primarily large fish and frogs. During the breeding season, they build nests on mounds of earth or in dense bushes to avoid flooding. Each nest typically contains 1 to 3 eggs. Although the survival rate of the hatchlings is often low due to competition among siblings. However, it is particularly noteworthy that both parents participate in caring for and protecting the eggs, helping to maintain a stable temperature for the nest and guarding against predators. This is a rare characteristic among large bird species, demonstrating the remarkable adaptation of the hammer-headed bird to the harsh environment they encounter. In addition to the shoebill, Murchison Falls is also home to the Goliath heron, the largest heron in the world. The evolutionary history of the Goliath heron dates back approximately 2.5 million years during the Quaternary period. Belonging to the Ardeidae family, this species has spent millions of years enhancing its ability to adapt to freshwater and brackish environments. The long, powerful legs, flexible necks, and agility in their hunting methods are the factors that enable them to survive and thrive in harsh natural conditions. Have you ever seen a giant pelican? With its distinctive grey-brown fur, this animal not only possesses a mysterious beauty, but also has optimal traits that help it survive and hunt in shallow water environments. Standing tall at a height of 4 to 5 feet and with a wingspan of up to 7.5 feet, the giant heron is truly one of the largest waterbird species in the world. Its fur not only helps it blend in with the underwater vegetation, but also highlights its regal beauty, with a reddish-brown neck and a black cap. Their main dishes typically consist of large fish ranging from 30 to 45 centimeters, along with shrimp, crabs, and occasionally water snakes. The bright yellow eyes create a unique ability to see, allowing it to detect prey even in low light conditions. When the moment is ripe, it does not hesitate to make a lightning-fast strike, using its powerful beak to pierce or grip its target tightly. During the breeding season, the giant pelican builds its nest in large trees or dense forests near a water source. Their nest, made from twigs and plants, can be up to 3 feet wide, providing enough space for 2 to 4 eggs. Notably, both parents take on the role of incubating the eggs and caring for the chicks, a behavior that is rare among many species of large birds. When the White Nile River flows into South Sudan from the direction of Nemu Garden, this area is known as Bahr al-Jabal, carrying a strong current before expanding into a network of swamps, lakes and channels that create the vibrant Sudd wetland. That's right, can you imagine that? Here, the land and life intertwine to create a unique and vibrant living environment. The Sudd Swamp, one of the most significant natural wonders of Africa, covers an area of 104,000 square kilometers. During the rainy season, it becomes the largest wetland on the continent, playing a crucial role in the ecosystem of the Nile River. The climate in the Sudd Swamp is characterized by a tropical environment with 2 distinct seasons: the rainy season and the dry season. The annual rainfall ranges from 889 to 1,397 millimeters, primarily concentrated during the rainy season, which makes the landscape more vibrant. The temperature typically ranges from 74 to 84 degrees Fahrenheit, creating ideal conditions for the growth of plants and the ecosystems dependent on waterways. With its vast area, the Sudd Swamp is truly a valuable ecological treasure. Under the wide wings of the giant pelican lies a vibrant world where nature nurtures life through balance and sharing. Each time it stretches its wings to take flight, it is a testament to the will to survive and the harmony between instinct and the environment. The dedication of both father and mother in caring for their young is a gentle reminder of familial love, a timeless value that transcends all species. In the vast Sudd wetlands, where life intertwines within every stream and blade of grass, the giant pelican has become a symbol of the connection between nature and the generosity of creation. The dense fields and flooded grasslands serve as a refuge for a variety of wildlife, including the boar-reed buck, a small antelope species. They live around swamp areas and are completely dependent on this habitat for survival. However, their lives are not easy at all, as they face natural predators such as Nile crocodiles and territorial residents like hippos. The Sudd swamp, located in the heart of South Sudan, is like a vast natural labyrinth and serves as a refuge for a rich diversity of wildlife. One of them is undoubtedly the waterbuck, a beautiful antelope with a long evolutionary history. Scientific studies show that their ancestors appeared during the Miocene epoch, around 10 to 15 million years ago, when wild species began to adapt to the vast grasslands of Africa. The weather and ecological changes have driven the development of the waterbuck, making it one of the largest and most resilient antelope species in wetland environments. The thick and shiny fur is not only a prominent biological characteristic, but also an important adaptation that helps them repel water and protect against challenges in a humid environment. Waterbucks are highly social animals that live in herds with complex social structures. A typical herd consists of 10 to 30 individuals, but during the rainy season, the number can rise to hundreds when food is abundant. Young females and juveniles often form larger groups to protect one another, while adult males establish their own territories, typically spending most of their time defending their territory and attracting mates. These territories are often located near water sources, marked by scent trails and behaviors such as grooming and horn displays. With a height ranging from 45 to 55 inches at the shoulder and a weight between 400 and 660 pounds, the water buffalo is a large and strong species. The thick grey-brown fur not only serves as insulation, but also provides water resistance. This is an essential feature for survival in wetland environments. Another notable feature of these creatures is the white elliptical ring around their hindquarters, which makes them easily recognizable and serves as a distinctive characteristic of the species. The males are equipped with a pair of crescent-shaped horns that can grow up to 40 inches long, used in territorial battles and competition for mates. Waterbucks are primarily active in the early morning and late afternoon, when the temperatures are more pleasant. Their primary diet consists of grass and aquatic plants found around the wetlands, with an adult waterbuck consuming an average of about 15 pounds of vegetation each day to ensure the energy needed for its large body. Waterbucks often seek safety by the water's edge, where their excellent swimming ability allows them to evade pursuing predators. In particular, the unique body odor produced by the sebaceous glands beneath the skin serves as an excellent defense mechanism. This scent not only makes their meat unpleasant, but also reduces the risk of being hunted when faced with danger. When faced with predators, herds of waterbucks often gather closely together, using their numbers to disrupt the hunting strategies of the predator and protect the young ones at the center of the group. In the maze of crops and still waters, a special bird, the African sacred ibis, stands firm as a symbol of both mystery and familiarity. As a member of the Thresciornithidae family, this species of ibis possesses unique biological characteristics that enable it to thrive in water-rich environments. In ancient Egyptian culture, the ibis bird was considered sacred, symbolizing the god of wisdom and knowledge. While in South Sudan, the swamps and Kundi lakes serve as an important habitat for this sacred ibis species, especially during the dry season when other sources of fresh water become scarce. When the dry season arrives, the wetlands with abundant water sources and diverse ecosystems become the perfect refuge for the ibis. Their diet mainly consists of small fish, frogs, crustaceans, insects, and occasionally the eggs or nestlings of other species. With their curved beaks, they dive deep into the mud or rummage through aquatic plants in search of hidden prey. Sacred ibises live in large flocks, sometimes numbering in the hundreds, especially around important freshwater areas during the dry season. Their high sociality not only helps them forage for food more effectively, but also minimizes the risk of being hunted by predators such as eagles, Nile crocodiles, or wild dogs. During the breeding season, these birds often build nests in tall trees or dense wetlands, where they find protection and proximity to resources. At the same time, during the dry seasons, when many water sources begin to dwindle, hammerkop birds gather in large flocks at the wetlands. This area serves as an important habitat, providing shallow water and rich mudflats, ideal for their foraging activities. You can instantly recognize them by their shiny brown fur, which sometimes reflects a peach hue in the sunlight, along with their distinctive hammer-shaped heads. Today, we will explore two fascinating creatures, the hammerkop and the marabou stork. First, let's talk about the hammer-headed stork, a fascinating bird with a long, straight and sturdy beak, completely different from other bird species. With their long and strong legs, the hammerkop bird moves easily across shallow water or muddy surfaces, where they spend most of their time foraging for food. Their main diet consists of small fish, frogs, aquatic insects, and occasionally a few other invertebrate species. Did you know that the hammerkop is often most active in the early morning and late afternoon, when the cooler temperatures make it easier to search for food? Their foraging behavior often involves using their sharp beaks to turn over mud or aquatic plants, thereby uncovering hidden prey. Not only is the hammerkop distinguished by its hunting abilities, but it is also known for its exceptional nest-building skills. Their nests, typically made from twigs, mud, and other natural materials, can reach diameters of up to 4 to 6 feet and weigh nearly 110 pounds. These nests are not only sturdy, but also large enough to protect the eggs from predators, as well as harsh weather conditions. Interestingly, each nest typically contains between 3 and 6 eggs. And both Mr. and Mrs. Hammerkop take turns incubating the eggs and caring for the chicks, ensuring a high survival rate for the next generation. Now let's turn to the marabou stork, a unique resident of the wetland environment, where the lives of countless species of plants and animals intertwine. The marabou stork, nicknamed the natural cleaner, plays a crucial role in preserving the environment and ensuring the ecosystem functions smoothly by consuming leftover food in the food chain. Did you know that the marabou stork has an evolutionary history spanning millions of years? They developed in the Fourth Era, when the African environment was constantly changing. This adaptation has allowed them to develop a habit of consuming carrion, helping them make the most of available resources, ensuring their survival, and contributing to the maintenance of ecological balance by preventing the spread of disease from decaying animal remains. A striking red collar bag hung loosely from their necks, not only for communication, but also to help regulate temperature in harsh climate conditions. They primarily eat the remains of animals and use their digestive abilities to process food easily. Organic matter is a key energy source in the ecosystem, with animals such as the marabou stork possessing a powerful digestive system that allows them to consume flesh that other species typically avoid, thereby eliminating potential sources of pathogens from the environment. An adult marabou stork can consume up to 2.5 pounds of food each day, making a significant contribution to cleaning up its ecosystem. In addition, this species also hunts live prey, such as fish, amphibians, and large insects, when the opportunity arises. On its journey, the Nile River leaves rank and flows into Sudan, passing through a harsh yet vibrant territory. Despite their differing shapes and unique behaviors, the hammerkop and the marabou stork teach us a valuable lesson. In nature, every creature has an irreplaceable role. The giant nest of the hammerkop is not just a home, it is also a symbol of dedication and resilience, values that should be cherished in all living relationships. The marabou stork, despite its unappealing appearance, is a testament to silent sacrifice, cleansing nature and protecting life without seeking recognition. The story of these two bird species reminds us that true beauty does not lie in appearance, but in the role and significance that each creature brings to the world. Here, the White Nile merges with the Blue Nile in the city of Khartoum, forming the Great Nile River, a lifeline that stretches through the arid deserts of Sudan. The flow of the Nile in Sudan not only provides precious water, but also creates a unique ecological corridor where nature thrives despite the challenges posed by harsh climate conditions. The journey of the Nile through Sudan is marked by 6 groups of natural waterfalls, known as cataracts, stretching from Sabala, north of Khartoum, to Abu Hamad. These waterfalls were formed over millions of years by the powerful flow of the river and the uplift of the Nubian geological structure, a massive formation that stretches across the Bayouda Desert. In this region, the Nile River not only flows continuously, but also bends back toward the southwest, for a distance of over 300 kilometers, forming a large S-shaped curve. This remarkable feature has been noted by ancient geographers, demonstrating the wonders of nature and time. The climate in Sudan, where the Nile River flows, is characterized by the arid conditions of the desert, with average annual temperatures ranging from 84 degrees Fahrenheit to 104 degrees Fahrenheit, along with minimal rainfall of only 2 to 5 inches each year. In such arid conditions, the Nile becomes the sole source of water for both humans and natural life. However, when the river flows through the cataracts and into Lake Nubia, a significant amount of water will be lost due to evaporation under the extreme heat. Nevertheless, the rich layer of silt that the Nile brings has enriched the lands along its banks, turning them into lush green oases amidst the arid desert. A notable feature of the Nile's journey through Sudan is that it flows into Lake Nubia, the southern extension of Lake Nasser. This massive reservoir stretches nearly 300 miles, providing water for agriculture and electricity production, while also supporting a rich freshwater ecosystem. However, Lake Nubia has also faced challenges, including the loss of natural wetlands and changes in the habitat. The flow of the Nile River has a tremendous impact on the ecosystem downstream, where a diverse ecological system has flourished, creating a vibrant green corridor amidst the arid desert regions of Sudan. In this beautiful natural setting, the African buffalo stands out as a powerful herbivore, playing an essential role in maintaining the ecological balance of the area. Riverbank plants such as acacia and tamarisk, along with freshwater meadows, not only provide a rich food source, but also create an ideal habitat for the largest species of buffalo in Africa. Their thick, dark brown fur protects them from harsh weather, while their strong, curved horns are vital tools for defense against predators. With sharp eyesight and keen hearing, the buffalo can detect threats from afar, which is truly a significant advantage in the wild. Particularly buffaloes often live in large herds, sometimes numbering in the hundreds, especially near water sources. These groups are organized very tightly, with the adults protecting the young ones in the center to prevent attacks from predators like lions or African wild dogs. During the dry season, herds often migrate long distances in search of water and food, demonstrating their extraordinary resilience in harsh conditions. The primary diet of the buffalo consists of grass and regenerating plants, especially the lush freshwater meadows along the Nile River. An adult buffalo consumes between 14 and 18 kilograms of grass each day to maintain its strength and physical condition. Typically, foraging for food occurs in the early morning and late afternoon to avoid the harsh sun of the Sudanese desert. The presence of the buffalo is not only a symbol of strength, but also the foundation of the ecosystem. By grazing on grass, they help regulate plant growth, prevent excessive outbreaks that could obstruct water flow, and reduce the risk of wildfire. Their manure, rich in nutrients, often enriches the soil, promoting the growth of new plants. Furthermore, as a key prey species for large predators, the buffalo plays a central role in the natural food chain, ensuring balance in the ecosystem along the Nile River. Amid the lush green grasslands along the Nile River, the majestic strides of the African buffalo emphasize their irreplaceable role in the vast ecological landscape. Their remarkable adaptability and enduring strength make them a vibrant symbol of the wilderness. In each frame, Nature Moment captures the complete beauty of this extraordinary animal, both fierce and serene. Those who love nature will surely feel a deep connection to the rhythm of the wild with every moment like this. Amid the arid landscapes of Sudan, the gemsbok, an impressive species of wildlife, also undertakes seasonal migrations from the desert regions to the riverbanks during the dry season, showcasing the remarkable diversity of wildlife in this area. When searching for grass and water, gemsbok antelopes primarily inhabit the semi-arid and desert regions of Africa. They can be found in the savanna grasslands and wetland areas in Sudan. The lush green corridors of the Nile River, with their fertile grasslands and rich vegetation such as acacia and tamarisk trees, create an ideal refuge for gemsbok. This is one of the largest species of antelope, standing between 4 and 5 feet tall at the shoulder, with a body length ranging from 6 to 7.5 feet and an average weight of 400 to 550 pounds. The light grey coat, accented with bold black markings on the face, legs and hips, not only creates a striking appearance, but also helps them regulate their body temperature under the blazing sun. Another notable feature is the long, straight pair of antlers, which can grow up to a length of 84 centimeters. These antlers are not only effective defensive weapons, but also play a crucial role in territorial wars and mating contests among males. Gemsboks live in small herds, usually ranging from 10 to 30 individuals, including both males and females, as well as young ones. During the breeding season, dominant males will establish territories and use their strength to defend these areas. The offspring are carried for about 8.5 months, after which a newborn is hidden in the bushes to avoid detection by enemies. The survival of the gemsbok depends on its unique adaptation. They primarily operate in the early morning and late afternoon to avoid the intense heat of the day. The bright-colored fur reflects sunlight, while the efficient temperature regulation system allows them to endure high temperatures without affecting the function of essential organs. Interestingly, gemsboks can survive for long periods without drinking water. Instead, they absorb moisture from their food and minimize water loss through their excretory system. Their diet mainly consists of grass, leaves, and various types of plants that have the ability to absorb water. During the dry season, Gemsbok can dig into the ground to search for vegetation beneath the surface or move to areas along the Nile River where there is still green grass and an abundant water supply. As the Nile River flows north from the Aswan Dam, its majestic waters create a magnificent confluence of history and nature, presenting the image of the Nile Delta, where the river splits into two main branches, the Rosetta branch to the west and the Damietta branch to the east, forming a network of lush and fertile waterways. Before flowing into the Mediterranean Sea, the Nile Delta stretches approximately 160 kilometers from north to south and is more than 240 kilometers wide along the coast. This place is not only a vast land, but also the heart of Egyptian agriculture. Over thousands of years, the Nile River has brought fertile silt, transforming this area into one of the most productive agricultural regions in the world. The richness of the various types of fertile soil has created endless fields of wheat, rice, and cotton, resembling a beautiful painting that shines brightly under the sun. The climate here is characterized by a Mediterranean style, with scorching hot and dry summers along with mild winters. The annual rainfall ranges from 75 to 200 millimeters, which is sufficient to sustain life and support the diverse ecosystems as well as agricultural activities. However, the Nile Delta is not just a man-made landscape. It also preserves a rich and diverse natural environment. Ancient plant species, although diminished in number, still exist here. Among them, the papyrus plant, a symbol that was once used to make paper in ancient Egyptian civilization, has now become a rarity. On the contrary, the Egyptian lotus, a symbol of the Nile River, continues to bloom each autumn, transforming the riverbanks into vibrant paintings of bright red flowers. Freshwater plants such as reeds and aquatic grasses thrive along the canals and wetlands, creating vital habitats for wildlife. This plain is home to many species of animals that have adapted to freshwater and wetland environments. Species such as frogs, turtles, otters, and mongooses inhabit swamps and waterways. Once upon a time, Nile crocodiles and hippos roamed throughout the delta, but now they have disappeared, making way for smaller species to thrive. The Nile Delta not only provides a source of life for local humans and animals, but it also serves as an important stopover for millions of migratory birds on their long journey from Europe to Africa. This area, with its rich wetlands and diverse habitats, plays a crucial role in the survival chain of many bird species. Migratory birds, capable of traveling thousands of miles, have evolved over millions of years to adapt to harsh conditions. These journeys, driven by the need for food and safe breeding grounds, are an essential part of the global ecological cycle. With its unique ecosystems of wetlands, saltwater lakes, and coastal marshes, the Nile Delta serves as a natural refueling station for these constantly migrating species. The stopping place that provides energy and shelter for birds before they continue their migratory journey is the beginning of the adventure we will explore together today. One of the bird species symbolizing natural elegance, the greater flamingo, also heavily relies on the Nile River Delta as an important stopover on its long journey. These large flamingo species undertake migrations spanning thousands of miles, and the Nile River Delta, with its vast salt marshes and dense mudflats, is the ideal place for them to rest and search for food. The greater flamingo is not only the largest species in the Phenoptictidae family, but it also stands between 119 and 150 centimeters tall, weighs between 3 and 4 kilograms, and has a wingspan of up to 1.5 meters. The characteristic light pink color of their fur is the result of carotenoid pigments found in their diet, primarily from algae, small crustaceans, and plankton. The greater flamingo thrives easily in saline and alkaline environments, where very few other species can survive. Their bright-colored fur not only helps reflect sunlight, but also aids in regulating body temperature on hot days. When foraging for food, flamingos often travel in large flocks, using their legs to stir up the mud and expose their food. At the same time, they use their specialized beaks as natural filters, sweeping through the water to catch tiny organisms, which make up a significant portion of their necessary energy source. By consuming algae and small organisms, the greater flamingo not only maintains balance in the ecosystem, but also helps prevent excessive algae growth, which can be harmful to aquatic ecosystems. Their eating habits also stir up sediments, releasing nutrients that promote the growth of aquatic plants, while their droppings, rich in nitrogen and phosphorus, act as a natural fertilizer, enriching the soil and water and supporting the overall health of the ecosystem. Let's explore another migratory bird, the northern shoveler. They often gather in large wetland areas, with the Nile Delta playing an extremely important role. This fertile delta region provides the perfect shallow water environment and abundant food sources, attracting tens of thousands of ducks in the winter to rest and forage. Did you know that the total population of northern shovelers worldwide is estimated to be between 6 and 7 million individuals, and a large number of them choose the Nile Delta as their winter habitat? The shallow waters of the delta not only create ideal conditions for the foraging behaviors of the spoonbill duck, but also allow them to operate in small groups, stirring up the muddy bottom to reveal hidden food. The most distinctive feature and highlight of this vibrant duck species is its large, broad bill, which helps it easily forage for small food items at the bottom of the river. The journey of the flamingo is not just a migration driven by instinct, but also a vivid testament to resilience and the will to survive in the harshness of nature. Under the bright sunlight of the delta, the pink wings shine vividly as a reminder of the beauty that comes from the harmony between living beings and their environment. Each gentle step they take stirs the mud, breathing life into the ecosystem, making a quiet contribution to the revival of wetland areas. Flamingos are not just a species of bird. They symbolize the delicate balance of nature, where every small creature plays a significant role. Standing out against the backdrop of the fertile Nile Delta, the grey heron, with its majestic posture, gracefully curved neck, and shimmering silver-grey wings, presents a stunning image. This bird species has a long evolutionary history of over 60 million years, belonging to the Ardeidae family, a group of large wading birds that have adapted and thrived in wetland areas around the world. The grey heron has evolved into an efficient predator thanks to its slender body, long wings, and sharp beak. These characteristics not only help it overcome the challenges of nature, but also affirm its important role in the natural food chain. The light grey plumage, combined with a white head and neck featuring black stripes, allows the grey heron to blend perfectly with the shallow waters and mudflats of the Nile Delta, creating an effective camouflage. The Nile River, flowing over 6,650 miles through the arid deserts of Africa, is not only a source of life, but also a home for millions of wildlife species. However, beneath its magnificent beauty and gentle flow lies an increasing array of challenges that animals must overcome to survive. From climate change and water pollution to human intervention, the struggle for survival in the Nile River ecosystem is a story of resilience amidst overwhelming challenges. Climate change is altering the ecosystem of the Nile River in unpredictable ways, with temperatures rising by 7 degrees Fahrenheit and an additional increase of 2 degrees Fahrenheit expected by the end of the 21st century. This warming trend not only increases drought in upstream areas, but also raises sea levels, threatening low-lying regions. Let's take a moment to reflect on these changes. What can we do to protect the precious animals of this ecosystem? Do you think that the combination of technology and environmental awareness can create viable solutions for preserving the Nile River and the species that inhabit it? Over the past 50 years, the transformation of the Nile Delta has resulted in significant losses of wetland areas, which are essential habitats for many wildlife species. Special creatures, like the shoebill, the greater flamingo, and millions of migratory birds are facing the threat of extinction. Did you know that over 30% of the wetland area here has disappeared recently? This not only reduces biodiversity, but also threatens the survival of species that depend on these environments. Not only is the living space being lost, But water pollution is also becoming a major threat to the Nile River ecosystem. Chemicals from fertilizers and pesticides in agriculture are alarmingly entering the river, leading to a decrease in oxygen levels in the water. As a result, native fish populations such as Nile perch and tilapia, essential food sources for both humans and wildlife, are declining sharply. Can you imagine that? According to a report in 2024, more than 10% of the fish in this ecosystem have been contaminated by microplastics, reducing their reproductive capacity and increasing their mortality rate. We need to clearly perceive the impact of human intervention on the Nile River and its ecosystem. The unsustainable exploitation of resources, such as overfishing and sand mining, has led to the depletion of the river's resources. A prime example is the severe decline of the European eel, which has decreased by more than 80% over the past 50 years, nearing the brink of extinction. This situation is made even worse by illegal hunting, especially for rare bird species such as the shoebill and the grey-crowned crane, which are threatened due to the demand for exotic pets. In addition, urbanization and agricultural expansion along the riverbanks, such as in Cairo and Kafr el-Sheikh, have severely diminished the natural habitat of many species. The wetlands that once served as a refuge for migratory birds have now become cultivated fields, forcing many animal species to abandon their homes. Do you think that infrastructure development, such as the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, will truly bring long-term benefits to the residents? In fact, the alteration of the natural flow of the Nile River is disrupting the entire ecosystem. The Nile River ecosystem is a magnificent symphony of life, death, and the relentless journey of survival. But even that symphony is being threatened by the chaotic rhythm of climate change and unsustainable development. From initiatives like the Clean Nile program, with hundreds of water treatment stations, to the revival of the Nile crocodile population, there have been positive signs. To protect this legendary river, we cannot solely rely on organizations. Each of us is an essential piece of the puzzle. No matter where you live, just one small action, recycling, conserving water, or spreading awareness, can create a powerful ripple effect. At Nature Moment, we believe that every story has the power to move, and you are a part of that journey. If you find this meaningful, please hit like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell, so you won't miss the next exciting adventures. We will take you to the wildest, most intense places, where nature tells its story through the very breath of the earth and sky. As the first rays of dawn pierced through the thick fog, the savannah gradually awakened in a stillness, but not a tranquility. It was a suffocating silence, as if all of nature was holding its breath, waiting for something to happen. The tall blades of grass swayed gently, not from the morning breeze, but because of a dark figure quietly lurking nearby. Every slightest sound could be a warning. Every shadow could conceal cold eyes waiting for the right moment. The air was thick with tension, even though the scene outside remained a tranquil picture. The distant sound of birds echoed, a herd of deer grazed leisurely, and the grass and trees swayed gently, as if lulling the entire prairie to sleep. But that is just the facade of nature. Behind that peaceful facade lies a fragile boundary between life and death. Everything can be turned upside down in an instant, a flash of movement, a scream that tears through the fog, and then blood spills. When danger arises, there is no room for hesitation. Either run or fight to the end. Let's explore the wild world with nature, moment through these breathtaking life and death moments. An exciting video awaits you ahead. On the African savannah, there is no room for compassion or fairness. There is only an unending struggle between the predator and those trying to survive. This is indeed a harsh, vicious cycle, where every passing moment carries significant meaning. The weak will be eliminated, the careless will be forgotten, only the ruthless will have a chance to escape. In this world, daily life is a battle where death lurks around every corner like an invisible enemy. Here, there are no heroes, only hunters, and those who have yet to realize they are being hunted. Among the hunters of the savannah, there is a special story about the lion, a creature that carries not only strength, but also a blood legacy. The lion does not need to hide, nor does it panic with every step it takes. He moved like a king on the battlefield, each step seeming to set the rules for this brutal game. It is easy to associate the lion's reputation with its size or brute strength, but what truly makes it a deadly predator is how it dominates and manages the battlefield with intelligence and a clear hierarchy. Contrary to what many people think, lion attacks are neither random nor haphazard. The daughters are truly experts in the field of hunting, playing a strategic role. They organize themselves into a silent team, precisely positioning themselves and transforming the surrounding environment into a natural trap. The prey never knows where an attack will come from. It could be from the front, from the side, or from behind. And when they realized the trap, they were tightly caught in the embrace of death. Fear often arises before the pain, but there is something even more brutal in this system: That is the role of the males, the giants with their powerful bodies. The lions with their heavy heads do not hunt often, but whenever they do, it is an unbelievable sight. They do not pounce on small prey. Instead, lions target large and powerful animals, such as buffalo, antelopes, or even giraffes, showcasing their unmatched strength. When not on a hunt, the lion builds its power. They not only guide and protect their offspring, but also instill fear in those who challenge them, fiercely defending their young with astonishing aggression. When competing for territory or protecting a carcass, lions do not hesitate to attack their enemies, including other lions. Their lethal ability lies not only in their strength, but also in their organization, as they harness collective power to hunt together while still reigning as the kings of their territory. The lion controls a vast territory, turning any part of it into a death zone, depending on their presence. And when the roar of the lion echoed through the air, everything instantly changed. The antelope froze, the wild buffalo gathered, and even the hyenas became alert. Even the young lions and the outcasts must leave. That roar was not merely a sound, it was like a sentence, reminding every creature of the dominion of a master predator, and here, existence equated to death. On the African savanna, lions are not just hunters, they are the ultimate judgment. If the lion displays its dominant strength against the vast blue sky, there is another hunter that chooses darkness as its home, needing neither to roar nor to appear majestic, to instill fear. It does not reign by power, but by absence. The art of becoming invisible. When it appears, it is too late to react. The leopard, like a ghost in the green forest, is unlike other hunters, moving in the silence of the night. He is always alone, not out of necessity, but simply by choice. The spotted leopard is self-sufficient, not sharing its territory or food. It hunts, kills, feeds, and then disappears, as if it never existed. Its primary weapon is not its claws or sharp teeth, but rather its unpredictability. The leopard can appear anywhere, in tall trees, behind a trunk, or in an abandoned cave. When the prey finally sees, they are already under attack. There is no second chance for anyone. Unlike other large species, the jaguar does not wait for nightfall. Rather, it is the shadows that have made it a truly vibrant shadow. Its body is both sturdy and compact, perfectly crafted by nature to adapt to a life of silence and mystery. In the wild, one of the most fearsome species is the jaguar. With their ruthless hunting method, they can kill and drag the body of prey that weighs more than their own body in an instant. After taking down their prey, they leave no trace. They lift the victim high into the treetops, where even the strongest predators cannot reach. There, among the sturdy branches, death lay quietly while the jaguar rested. Without a sound, without a warning, just a powerful leap and a fatal bite to the prey's neck, making it nearly impossible to escape. When not participating in hunts, jaguars often observe and study. They explore the territory, analyze the routes, and identify the blind spots of their prey. For them, the savannah is a chessboard, and they move the pieces at will. However, what makes the jaguar dangerous is its adaptability. They exist in places where other species cannot, ready to hunt anything within sight, along with the ability to change tactics when necessary, and they do all of this independently and intelligently. While some hunters seek personal strength, others take advantage of solitude. There is a third group, those who thrive in chaos. They do not need to demand rights. They exist through collective intelligence, perseverance, and a ruthlessly strategic nature that few can confront. Hyenas are not only opportunists, but also engineers of fear. In the past, they were often seen as scavengers, relying on the remains of other species. But anyone who observes the savannah closely will realize that this image is outdated. Hyenas are professional hunters and are the most dangerous type. They may not possess the powerful strength of lions or the elegance of leopards, but what many predators fear is their organization. When they begin hunting, instead of following a fixed plan, they adapt flexibly, testing the weaknesses of their prey. It doesn't matter if the prey is larger or stronger. If it is isolated, sick, or distracted, that will be its fateful day. The bite of a hyena is one of the strongest bites in the animal kingdom, capable of crushing bones with ease. Whether it's skulls, claws, or the long bones of various species of antelope, all are crushed and consumed. A group of hyenas can clean up a carcass in just a few minutes, and if the prey is still alive during that process, it's truly unfortunate for it. But perhaps the most frightening thing about the jackal is the intelligence in its eyes. They communicate with each other through intricate sounds, creating unparalleled hunting strategies, making their existence in the wild truly a relentless battle that no one can fully grasp. The marvelous sounds of laughter, screams, howls, and calls for alertness create an almost supernatural symphony. These animals coordinate perfectly with each other to organize attacks, call teammates for support, and sometimes even pretend to be weak to lure in their enemies, thereby turning the tables. In the struggle for survival among species, it is not uncommon to witness bloody encounters between them and other predators. They not only dare to confront lions, but can also steal prey from leopards, compete for territory with wild dogs, and, surprisingly, they have won quite a few times. During this chaotic battle, the tigers never back down. They embody both the respect and the brutality necessary for survival. They teach us that in this world, it is not always the strongest or the fastest who wins, but rather the one who adapts best to their circumstance. Hyenas do not need a flashy appearance to become symbols of survival. They are living proof of collective intelligence and superior strategy. They make us reflect that sometimes being misunderstood is not a failure, but an opportunity to quietly rise up and prove our worth through actions. And from the laughter echoing through the savannah night, we learn a simple yet profound lesson. Sometimes, existence does not require being loved. It only needs to avoid being forgotten. On the African savanna, there are hunters who exude strength and caution, but there is a rare group that knows how to leverage mathematics to achieve perfect accuracy in each of their campaign. Those are the African wild dogs, skilled predators that do not rely on a large appearance. Formed over millions of years, they are natural strategists equipped to carry out group hunts. When the whole pack moves together, you can almost feel the coordination of nature, as if the very laws of survival are being applied harmoniously. What gives the pack its strength is not individual power, but rather the perfect synergy among each member. They communicate through visual signals, distinctive barks and body movements, planning to encircle their prey and creating traps in real time. The pack of dogs shares roles as if they are following an invisible code, each step taken with purpose. When the chase began, the atmosphere became strangely silent. One group advanced while the other flanked on both sides to encircle the prey. If you are their target, one thing is certain: the outcome will not be pretty. Patience is the ultimate weapon of wild dogs. They do not overwhelm their enemies with speed, but with endurance and determination. They are resilient machines, never showing any signs of weakness. When they reach their prey, there is no place for mercy. Unlike other predators, they begin to tear apart their victim while it is still alive. A method that is both swift and brutal. For those watching, it may seem like an act of violence, but for the stray dogs, it is simply effective. The shorter the time taken to bring down their target, the lower the chance of being hindered by adversaries. The success rate of their hunts is harsh. While lions and leopards often fail, wild dogs stand out with a high success rate. They choose their targets wisely, attack with precision, and when united, no prey can escape their grasp, from antelopes to young, vulnerable zebras. Life in this harsh desert has taught them a lesson in perseverance and unity, and it is this that has shaped one of the ultimate predators on the planet. In the wild world of the African savannah, there are wild dogs that do not need to boast about their power. They instill fear not only through their appearance, but also due to the ferocity of their hunting prowess. African wild dogs teach us that strength comes not only from muscle, but also from unity and strategy. In a harsh world, it is the spirit of teamwork and adaptability that has made them the most formidable predators. Have you ever been truly impressed by this wild dog? Please share your thoughts and let us know where you're tuning in from. If you love stories about the magnificent wonders of nature, don't forget to follow the Nature Moment channel so you won't miss the next amazing moments. Among the many ruthless and organized predators, there is one species that possesses a unique strategy: the cheetah. With its classic ability, the cheetah relies solely on one factor: speed. There is no plan B, just as there is no second chance to make a mistake. If he hesitates, he will starve. The cheetah, the fastest land animal, can accelerate from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just a few seconds. However, the miracle lies not only in the speed, but also in the way they control the chassis. Every step is calculated meticulously, and each movement of the tail helps shape the direction. The body is as agile as an arrow, all serving the purpose of a perfect pursuit. When the prey realizes the approaching danger, the sound of footsteps fades away. Only the despair of having to flee from a live bullet with sharp claws remains. However, hunting for the cheetah is an extremely risky mission. They have no room for error, as a stumble or a misstep could allow the prey to escape. After that, the tiger will become exhausted and will not be able to hunt for more prey immediately. Unlike lions or wild dogs, cheetahs do not have the strength to hold onto a piece of prey for long. When they finally take down their prey, their feeding time is very brief. In fact, the battle for food has only just begun, as other scavengers like hyenas, wild dogs and vultures will quickly arrive on the scene. In nature, the existence of the cheetah is a constant battle against time, hunger, and a host of other predators. Although they may seem fragile and graceful, each cheetah is a hunting machine, not brutal, but incredibly precise. Their search is not for the meat, but rather due to the perfect art of hunting. While the African savanna is filled with powerful predators, none can match the elegance of the cheetah in the art of hunting. The cheetah, or a silent predator, needs only 20 seconds to decide between success and failure, between life and death. We will immerse ourselves in the world of a predator that neither runs nor chases, nor growls. It remained silent, waiting, blending into nature like a ghost. And when it struck, everything seemed as if nature itself had opened its mouth to swallow anyone daring to come near. Now, let us step into the kingdom of the Nile crocodile. Unlike the hunters in the savannah, crocodiles do not rely on the element of surprise. They themselves are the element of surprise. Unlike other animals, crocodiles do not concern themselves with the time of day or the season. He only focuses on one thing, the right opportunity. Beneath the banks of African rivers, as giraffes, zebras, and antelopes gather to seek water, the calm surface conceals an entity older than all of them. A colossal body covered in a shell as hard as stone, with eyes that remain almost motionless, always prominent above the water, and a jaw filled with razor-sharp teeth that, once closed, will never open again. The Nile crocodile does not attack based on instinct. Rather, it observes, analyzes, and calculates every movement. The hunting displays are carried out with a remarkable patience that only a predator, having endured for millions of years, could possess. When the prey enters the range, everything changes instantly. In the blink of an eye, the water surged, and just as quickly, everything returned to calm. The creature vanished, the surface of the water closed up, and the savannah continued its rhythm of life as if nothing had happened. The bite force of a Nile crocodile is among the strongest in the animal kingdom. No prey can survive the first impact, and for those that endure, they will be dragged underwater, where death does not come from sharp teeth, but from a lack of oxygen. But what makes the crocodile deadly is not just its strength, but also the context in which it acts. It waits while no one suspects, as the other animals on the savannah remain alert, wary of threats from the grass, trees, or the sky. The crocodile quietly lurks beneath the surface of the water, like a punishment for the inattentive. Lud petalkite. In addition to hunting herbivores, crocodiles also target threats from carnivorous animals, such as wild wolves and even hyenas. Any animal that dares to approach the riverbank can be swept away without even realizing it. During the migration season of the wildebeest, the river transforms into a bloody battlefield. As the water becomes murky with dust, the cries echo, and ultimately blood flows. With a swift snap, the Nile crocodile brings tragedy to the unsuspecting. The crocodiles stood still like soldiers in a perfect ambush, regardless of how many prey passed by. For these sensitive creatures, crossing the river is like rolling the dice with death. In the wild world of the African savannah, threats loom from every direction, but none are as patient, ruthless, and indifferent as the Nile crocodile. They do not rush in, do not scream, do not chase. Instead, they wait. Because before long, all living creatures must seek water. While some savannah hunters need to manipulate their prey through strength, there are those who succeed through absolute silence. The light footsteps and lightning-fast strikes leave the prey realizing what has happened only when it is too late. Amid the tall grass, in the darkness and silence, there lies a smaller yet lethally effective predator, the Serval cat. At first glance, the serval does not seem to be a threat, with its slender body, long legs, and large ears, easily leading one to mistake it for a curious cat. But that appearance can deceive its prey. The serval is actually a skilled hunter, specializing in leading ambushes with precision. The serval cat does not chase its prey. It measures the distance, adjusts its body and breathing, and then suddenly leaps. And the leap of a serval is unlike any other jump. It has the ability to leap over 6 feet vertically, striking at the birds flying high above with a deadly attack. As if gravity had no effect on it, in the moment when death approached, The prey only saw a blurred streak shooting up from the ground, completely unaware. But it's not just the leap that makes the serval a deadly hunter. Its ears rotate independently, picking up the subtlest sounds. It can hear the sound of a rodent underground, or the fluttering of an insect hidden in the bushes. The serval's brain converts that sound into coordinates, and its body reacts precisely according to each calculation. While the large predators struggle with carcasses, threatening rivals or facing dangers within the social hierarchy, the serval thrives in the shadows. It hunts swiftly, enjoys its meal in peace, and disappears without a trace. When talking about the success rate, servals make a strong impression. Its success rate in hunts surpasses that of species such as lions, leopards, or hyenas, because the serval does not waste energy on pointless battles. It only appears when it is certain that it will succeed. The African savanna is a fertile land where hunters reign, not adhering to human rules, but acting in their own way. Glory, fame, or merely achievements. These predators kill not only for survival, but also due to their strong instinct to thrive in the wild. Each type of animal, in its own way, embodies different forms of death. From the thunderous roar echoing across the territories to the bite that grips the depths of obscurity, from the lightning-fast sprints to the invisible leaps, each element plays a part in the dramatic performance of this natural life. Here, life is regarded as a temporary privilege that must be fought for and seized each day. Death is not a terrible thing. Rather, it is an inevitable part of the life cycle of living beings. In the savannah, the peak is not a fixed destination, but rather a state of constant readiness to respond. In this wilderness, there is no absolute right or wrong. Only adaptation determines survival. The brutality in nature is not cruelty. It is a way to maintain balance and life. Every creature has its own role, whether small or mighty, and all contribute to maintaining the cycle of life. Witnessing the savannah is learning to respect all forms of existence, from the frail prey to the proud predator, for each holds an irreplaceable value. Every predator, from lions to hyenas, understands that there is only one way to survive: to continually delve deeper into its own hunting instincts. The tireless hunters of the African savanna, with their sharp eyes and keen noses, remain silently on the lookout. As long as there is green grass, warm blood flowing, and a tense silence, they will not stop lurking. At the very moment when the roar echoes and courage ignites, this is the moment when life dons the cloak of death. A relentless battle between the strong and the victims, yet it is the heartbeat of existence in the wild. In the heart of the largest rainforest on the planet, there exists a world rarely seen. It's not because it's far away, but because of its secrecy. Separated from the great riverbanks and the shimmering sunlight filtering through the leaves, a life unfolds quietly, hidden beneath the foliage, among the tree roots and in the damp shade. This is the place where the ancient and primal forest reveals itself, where every inch of the ground pulses with life. From the folds of the earth and decaying tree trunks to the lush green vegetation, this place is home to creatures that play an essential role in maintaining the balance of the ecosystem. Even the keenest eyes would find it difficult to identify them. It is the deep Amazon, a universe filled with mysterious behaviors, extraordinary adaptations, and survival strategies that take place far from the spotlight of the wild. Although they go unnoticed, these friends have a powerful influence on the fate of the forest. In the deepest layers of the earth, where there is no light and heat is trapped, there are invisible engineers of the planet. They do not have sharp claws, do not possess venom, and are even blind and deaf. Moving slowly through the world we know, these creatures are a testament to the power of life, and without them, the forest would not be able to thrive. They can reach an impressive size, growing up to more than 3 feet in length. These silent giants spend their entire lives digging deep tunnels beneath the damp earth of the forest, creating conditions for life to thrive. They aerate the soil and mix nutrients, promoting plant growth. Creatures that sustain the entire ecosystem. Moving among the tree roots, decaying leaves, and grains of soil, these creatures transform the forest from within, with every inch they traverse being a small ecological miracle. They restore organic matter, recycle dead life, and pave the way for new forests to emerge. Rarely seen and even harder to study, these giant worms exemplify the invisible forces that sustain the majestic beauty of the Amazon. They do not roar, soar, or shine at night like other wondrous creatures, but their importance in shaping the forest is no less than that of any predator. While the world gazes at the prominent foliage and the shimmering creations, they quietly operate beneath the surface, resilient and irreplaceable, and most importantly, they support every heartbeat of the bustling forest. At the same time, in the tunnels excavated by the worms, there are other creatures sharing this unique living space. In the damp and silent universe of the Amazon rainforest, tiny yet vital creatures are gradually emerging among the dry leaves, fallen branches, and lush green moss. These are the Amazon snails, creatures that carry their tiny homes on their backs and move at a leisurely pace, much like the decomposition of the leaves around them. They find life in the fertile soil, especially in dark places close to the ground, where patience becomes an art of living. Prominent among them is the megalobulamus snail, one of the largest terrestrial invertebrates in the Americas. Their shells can be over 10 centimeters long, featuring a spiral shape with a brownish color and displaying remarkable resistance to the harsh conditions of the tropical rainforest. However, our most important contribution lies not only in our appearance, but also in our subtle role within the ecosystem. By digesting decaying organic matter, including fungi, decomposed leaves, tree bark, and even the droppings of other animals, these snails participate in the nutrient recycling process, maintaining the microbial balance in the soil. It is not easy to see them in the daylight. They only appear stealthily during the damp hours of the night or when the rain falls steadily in the forest. Their gentle movements, coupled with their unassuming appearance, make them easily overlooked by inattentive eyes. But even in their slow movements, each snail contributes to a grand mechanism, which is the foundation for sustaining the natural cycle of the Amazon rainforest. The creatures familiar with death and the stillness of the earth serve as a bridge that transforms the old into the new, bringing forth new seeds and continuously allowing life to flourish in a deep forest world where everything is interconnected. When viewed from the ground, everything seems to lie still in silence, as if time slows down to sync with what lives alongside the earth. However, as night falls and the humidity rises into invisible layers of mist, the forest suddenly awakens to a new frequency. From the tranquility, sounds began to resonate, bringing with them a disturbance that had previously been silent. That is when the bats appear, creatures that have lived in the minds of people, carrying an image of mystery. However, deep in the Amazon rainforest, they are not a mystery, but a constant presence, quietly hiding in dark caves, among branches, or even beneath lush green leaves. Beneath the lush canopies of the tropical forest, a mysterious and vibrant world is unfolding. Here, these bats are not just insect hunters. They are versatile creatures, operating as a unified organization, both independent and interconnected. Each species of Amazon bat has chosen its own way of life. Some immerse themselves in quiet flights, solely to enjoy ripe fruits and disperse seeds. Thanks to the bats, these seeds can travel miles away. On their part, some other species choose to extract nectar from flowers that bloom at night. They are the diligent pollinators that help the giant trees continue to thrive and reproduce. The predators under the night sky are equally spectacular. Some bats dive deep into the murky rivers to catch small fish, demonstrating skills that rival those of daytime fish-eating birds. Equipped with a sophisticated echolocation system, they do not see, but listen and perceive the world around them through sound. The world of dense jungles, completely foreign to us, is a vibrant map drawn by sound waves. Each sound they make is like an open book, revealing invisible details to the human eye. Fruits hanging in midair, caterpillars resting, or even a butterfly flapping its wings several feet away. Although bats play an extremely important role in pollination, pest control, and connecting ecological cycles, they often fall into a state of being overlooked or misunderstood. Their fleeting flights are easily overlooked, much like the simple things in life. Every night, in the darkness, when people's eyes begin to close, they return to their ancient tasks, continuing to maintain the silent gears of nature that no one is aware of. Meanwhile, beneath the ground, those who are more skillful at sustaining their own lives do not need sight or sound. They simply wait. With their immense power and endless calm, shaped over millions of years, scorpions continue to reign in the dark world of the Amazon rainforest, where they inhabit crevices, beneath layers of bark, and even in the tight spaces between stones and tree roots. As night falls, they gradually emerge, their shapes rising with their claws raised high and venom ready for defense, attack, or to paralyze their prey. Particularly, the Amazon yellow scorpion is one of the standout species in the survival battle here. Small, yet agile, it is a testament to the incredible mysteries of nature. In the vibrant wilds of the Amazon rainforest, there exists a mysterious creature, the scorpion, a cunning predator known to few. Without needing the keen eyesight of wildcats, scorpions move across the ground, sensing every step of their prey through faint vibrations. Every movement of it was calculated, meticulously, slowly, like a dance in the darkness of the deep forest. Scorpions not only hunt various insects such as crickets, spiders, or even other scorpions. With its sharp tail, it injects its prey with powerful toxins, rendering them unable to move within just a few seconds. Under ultraviolet light, the body of the scorpion glows like a creature from another world, symbolizing the mysteries still hidden within the Amazon rainforest. By day, scorpions are nearly invisible, yet their silent and efficient presence reflects the profound nature of this forest. It is a symbol of existence in an environment that does not require flaunting one's presence. It simply exists quietly on the edge of the forest, where time seems to stand still and life depends on gentle touches upon the ground. The silent presence of the scorpion reminds us that sometimes living slowly, observing carefully, and acting at the right moment is the true strength. They do not need to make a loud noise, as their value lies in their absolute adaptability, a profound lesson in an era of constant change. In the dense Amazon rainforest, it is not the one who is bigger, faster, or more ferocious that will prevail, but rather the one who understands themselves and their surroundings. Do you think that the ruler of the deep forest always has to roar loudly? Stay tuned, because the quietest creatures are the most formidable hidden masters that Nature Moment is about to introduce you to. While the scorpion quietly lingered among the decaying branches and dark crevices, there was another threat, stronger and more stealthy, moving silently in the shadows. The Susuarana, a type of puma or mountain lion as it is known in many regions. With its light brown fur and toned muscles, it remained like a shadow lurking among the tree trunks. The eyes of the Susuarana are very sharp, capable of detecting the slightest movements in the forest filled with sounds. Its soft, sturdy feet made no sound as they touched the damp ground. The dense forest remained unaware of its existence until it was too late. That was its greatest weapon, absolute silence. With a vast and adaptable territory, the Susuarana easily dominates the remote areas of the forest that few large predators dare to enter. Both the scorpion and the susuarana are vivid examples of nature's strength and agility. They represent the deeper layers of life in the Amazon rainforest, where silence and optimal efficiency converge to sustain this ecosystem. A symbol of enduring survival amidst the traps of wild poetry. In the wild world of the Amazon rainforest, the jaguar is a perfect predator, always ready to attack whatever is nearby, from agoutis and monkeys to birds and even tiny anteaters. Their hunting occurs without hesitation, with sudden and effective strikes that bring instant death to the victims. Unlike other cat species, the leopard lives alone, silently like a shadow among the tree canopies and roots. They appeared and disappeared as if following a secret script of the deep forest. Instead of overpowering with strength, the jaguar always chooses stealth to survive, making its mystery even more captivating. The jaguar is truly one of the most fearsome predators in the Americas, yet it is rarely seen by the human eye. Even the cameras installed in remote locations in the forest rarely capture images of them. When they appeared for a brief moment, it seemed as if the forest itself revealed their presence to us, before once again swallowing the image of the jaguar into the mysterious depths of the jungle. In the same forest where the jaguar operates in the shadows, there exists another predator, even more powerful, who does not need to hide to be respected. With its large physique and superior strength, the jaguar is the largest big cat in the Americas, sitting at the top of the food chain in the rainforest. With a weight of up to 100 kilograms, they are not only strong, but also very clever in their approach to targets. The jaguar's attack is typically executed with caution and precision, delivering a bite to the skull or base of the skull of its prey, ending the battle in the blink of an eye. Unlike many large cat species around the world, the jaguar is not only an agile athlete, but also a stealthy hunter. They are skilled at hiding and utilizing the surrounding terrain, using the environment to achieve victory. The low bushes, rugged terrain, and dense vegetation serve as valuable allies in their hunting strategy. Although it has become an icon of the Amazon ecosystem, the presence of the jaguar in the wild is still a rare sight to behold. They tend to steer clear of areas with human activity, dominating vast expanses of land and often hiding after a large hunt. In an ecosystem, the presence of the jaguar is an important indicator for assessing balance. When the jaguar is present, it signifies that its food sources, including small mammals, are also thriving. The landscape of the rainforest where they live is often marked by scratch marks on tree trunks and shortcuts quietly carved through the canopy. Once a jaguar establishes a new territory, it often isolates itself from other individuals, as the presence of other wild animals of the same species often leads to conflict. Carrying the rule of living primarily at dusk and during the night, the jaguar spends most of its time during the day resting in cool and secluded areas. Their senses are extremely acute. Their vision adapts to low light, their hearing is sharp, and their sense of smell is refined. All of these things help us survive in an unpredictable environment. However, despite its supreme position in the jungle, the jaguar is not free from survival threats. Habitat fragmentation, conflict with humans, and the decline of food sources are persistent challenges to their population sustainability in the Amazon. In the lush forest where the jaguar silently reigns, another form of intelligence quietly moves among the branches, beyond the reach of larger predators. No matter how strong they are, jaguars must still live in silence and vigilance, just like humans, who sometimes have to hide themselves to ensure their survival. In the deep forest, no one is invincible forever. It is your agility and adaptability that determine how far you can go. The very silence of this wild creature reminds us that sometimes the greatest strength lies in self-control rather than in noisy actions. High above, among the dense canopies and intertwining trunks, live agile and highly social animals known as capuchin monkeys. These monkeys, belonging to the genus Sapajus, are found throughout almost the entire Amazon. Weighing only between 2 and 4 kilograms, their strength lies in their agility, social organization, and remarkable intelligence. They live in groups of 10 to 30 individuals with a clear social structure, and leadership is often concentrated among prominent females or males, depending on the group's structure. Their dietary habits are extremely diverse and flexible, incorporating fruits, nuts, insects, eggs, small animals, and even carrion when necessary. With their opportunistic nature, the macaque has a significant advantage in the dense forest environment, where the availability of food sources can change rapidly with the seasons. In addition, the macaque is distinguished by a rare characteristic in the animal kingdom: the use of tools. In some populations in the Amazon, there have been observations of the use of stones to crack open hard-shelled fruits, and even the use of branches to extract insects from crevices in tree trunks. This behavior is not only the result of learning, but also passed down through generations, reinforcing the status of this species as one of the most intelligent primates on the continent. This group of animals typically moves nimbly through the tall canopies, producing continuous sounds to maintain communication among its members. Their voices are not only a form of communication, but also serve as a warning system, helping to detect threats from predators both in the air and on the ground. When faced with danger, This species of monkey emits a special signal and immediately disperses, making any attack difficult. While the branches are the ideal place for agile jumps, beneath the damp ground near the hidden streams lies a different scene. The capybara, the largest rodent in the world and one of the most adaptable creatures in the Amazon rainforest. The capybara has a sturdy body, a flat nose, and eyes positioned high on its head, making it perfectly suited for an amphibious lifestyle. They spend most of their time in flooded areas, where they can easily hide by diving deep into the water, exposing only their snouts and eyes. Just enough to monitor their surroundings. Living in family groups, capybaras have a habit of moving regularly between water sources and grassy areas. Although they may appear calm on the surface, they are always in a state of heightened alertness. In particular, their hearing ability is highly developed, allowing the entire group to emit a short call simultaneously at the slightest sign of danger and automatically dive down, instantly disappearing among the aquatic plants and floating roots. The diet of capybaras primarily consists of grass, aquatic plants, and various other types of vegetation, which they typically enjoy in the late afternoon and at night, when the weather is cooler and the risk from predators is higher. It is a paradox that they must accept living with risk, as many species such as jaguars, anacondas, caimans, and even large spiders see them as prime targets, especially the young ones. However, their survival relies not only on individual strength, but also on the unity of the group and their remarkable ability to camouflage with their surroundings. On the soft dirt paths left by the capybara, another independent creature is quietly pursuing its craft. With a body covered by a tough shell, strong claws, and a nocturnal habit, the armadillo has become a tireless operator of the deep Amazon rainforest. In this area, there are many different species of pangolins, but they all share common characteristics. They prefer solitude, are active during times of low sunlight, and spend most of their time in burrows that they dig themselves. These nests are not only a place for shelter and rest, but they also serve as a habitat for many other creatures, creating a rich and diverse ecosystem. When talking about small animals, one cannot overlook the pangolin, which has become an unintentional architect of the forest. Thanks to its keen sense of smell, the pangolin has the ability to search underground for insects, larvae, earthworms, and even fallen fruits. Its sharp front claws are specially designed to tear through hard soil, lift roots, and quickly exploit the precious food source that Mother Nature has provided. Despite having poor vision and modest hearing abilities, the pangolin survives thanks to its remarkable adaptability and deep instinctual knowledge of its surrounding environment. Almost never seen, it moves through dense forest areas, avoiding open spaces, and chooses safety in the ground and thick underbrush. In this suffocating environment filled with microorganisms, the pangolin has carved out invisible pathways, forming an essential part of the ecosystem here.